Hello everyone, welcome to Slipjoint Sawyer. Today we're going to be taking a look at a knife from the traditional line of RoseCraft blades. So we can see we've got the traditional style box, we've got the RCB logo, RoseCraft blades. On the other side we have their website, rosecraftblades.com, and then again the same on the reverse of that. On the bottom you can see we have the barcode, and we are looking at the Clinch River Swayback, and this is the newer release in the grey bone. And I must say, this grey bone is absolutely spot on. It's so beautiful to look at. And that model number is RCT005 and then GY for the grey. You can see, of course, this was made in China. On the other end as well, we can see we have the same pretty much information, the barcode, model number, bits and pieces like that. And then if you pull it open, the knife's wrapped in some tissue paper inside this nice foam cutout. Keeps the knife nice and snug, stops it wobbling around in transit. And it's a nice sturdy box as well. Stops the knife getting too damaged. It's just a nice bit, nice and small as well, so easy to store. Unlike some other brands that do like really large boxes do like these. So here it is, the Clinch River Swayback in the grey. We're looking at a closed length of 1, 2, 3, pretty much right about 4 inches in the closed length. You can see that wonderful grey bone that I was talking about. I mean, look at the dye job on that. Isn't that just fantastic? Love the different transitions of colours, the natural marks you can see through the bone, like this line here, and you can see it's quite dark towards the base and then lighter in the middle. And it's the same story really on the reverse. I mean, look at the marbling of that. This I love the different design through the bone. It's just beautiful. We have stainless steel pins holding it all together, none of which I can feel at all. Immaculately smooth into the transition on the bolster as well. All you can really feel is the texture difference from the bone to the stainless steel, and of course that ringed bolster on either side. See it there. Again, we have the stainless steel RoseCraft blades logo here, which is the rosebud. Really nicely done there. Inlaid perfectly as well. It's really flush. You cannot feel that at all. The build on this then, quality is absolutely excellent. Can't see any step in, and there's no gapping at all. It's wonderfully smooth. The termination at the end is spot on. Just really well done, put together beautifully. We do have a lanyard tube on the end. It's quite small, so for me personally, I don't really like that on this. That does have a brass lanyard tube as well. But for me, I think it would just look better if it wasn't on there. But, you know, that's what came with the knife. See, we have the flat tang there, so we would have a half stop, and you can see as well the blade is pretty much bang on down the middle. Done a great job with that. So we do have stainless steel liners on here as well, and we'll just take a look at that blade and in the half stop position. So we have this really sort of aggressive Wharncliffe style blade, quite a lot of belly for a Wharncliffe, and you can see we've got that exaggerated forward finger choil as well. We do have swedging on the top with a nice clean nail nick on that sort of semi-mirror / satin polished D2 steel blade. Take a look at the RoseCraft blades logo there, really nicely etched into the tang. And on the reverse as well, we can see the Andy Armstrong maker's mark, which is that A, D2 steel, and the model number as well, which is RCT005-GY. Now, I will admit, I do have the orange bone of this one, and it's just sort of like a Marmite knife for me. So I have phases where I really like it, and then phases where I'm not too fussed on it. And I think since I've got this grey bone, I've really been enjoying it. It's sort of brought it back to me as one I want to carry. I do really like what they've done. Forward finger choil, maybe. Personally, I think you could have just sort of made the blade start here and just had the knife like this. It would have fit great in my hand, but we do have a forward finger choil as well, as I said. It does make the blade length then, total blade length, it is just about over that 3-inch mark. You can see it's about 3.1 inches full blade length, but the cutting edge, we're only looking at about 2.5. So it's a bit hazy whether this is UK legal. I know some people say it's still the cutting edge, some people say it's the blade length. I've got no issues carrying it. For me, I'm okay to carry it. Obviously make your own decisions on it, because I don't want you getting caught for something I've said. Please read the law and decide for yourself if you think this is safe to carry. But we do have a half stop with really nice action, nice snap on the close, and a really affirmative lockup as well. We have a pull of about a 7, 6.5 to a 7, and about a 7 on the break as well. But I mean, if you've got your finger in that sharpening choil, there's no way that is going to close on you. And even if it does, look how far away you are from that ever touching you. As I was saying, 2.5 inch on the cutting, just over 3 inch on the blade length, D2 steel. Wonderful edge on this. It's immaculately straight across both sides, really well done. Maybe a tad heavier on the reverse. Does look like it might be a little heavier, could just be my eyes, but I think it is a little heavier on this side. Just a wonderful design of this knife, and I really do enjoy this one. As I said though, I do get the phase of maybe I like it, sometimes I don't. Action's wonderful. I do like the blade shape. It's one I'm going to carry, it's one I want to experiment with and see how I get on with it. Do actually quite like the swedging on this one as well. Most knives I've kind of gone off the swedging, but I think this one really gives it that sort of beak look for a Warncliffe. I don't know if you can see it kind of looks a bit like a bird with this being the eye and then the beak here. But I do quite like the swedging on there. It does give it down to a really nice fine point, and one you could definitely get a full day's work with. If you think of the cuts you're going to do with this and like the draw cuts, you can really get a full day's work done with this. Just want to have a quick look at that bone again. I mean, look at that. Immaculate fit and finish. Really well done. The bone, I'm glad they brought this out in the grey bone. The orange bone's nice, but the colour transitions of this take it to a next level. So overall, really happy with this knife. I think it's a great addition to the collection. Would like to maybe see in future ones, if they do a re-release, remove that lanyard tube, but I do understand that would be a lot of redesigning. They'd have to get things remade, bits and pieces like that. So there we go, guys. That's my review of the RCT005-GY. That's the Clinch River Swayback in the grey bone. I really hope you enjoyed this review. Please be sure to like, subscribe, and ring that bell for notifications, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.